quick thought. I was reading my Bible, and I ran across something very interesting I think everybody should be aware of. Let me explain. What you have here is a Holy Bible. Holy Bible is the English word for Helios Bilios, which means sun book. You see this? This is a compass and a square. It's a Masonic symbol with a G in the middle. The G represents God or geometry, and the square, and this represents the builder and creator of your own universe and your own world. But that's not important. This is what's important. In church, they told us this is Sumerian gods, right? This and the Bible and Christians shouldn't even go together, but it do. Because someone hid this information from us. But this in the Bible. Oh yeah, the Anunnaki and everything. So most of us may not know who the Anunnaki is, but this is who created us. But someone hid this information from us, so study.
This is the most shocking revelation you probably never heard before. The Most High is uncovering hidden secrets about the book, the most printed, the most read, translated in over 2,500 languages and dialects. Today, we are uncovering the biggest deception about the Bible, the hidden meaning of the word Bible. Who has assembled the New Testament and the Old Testament, and why the entire New Testament and a portion of the Old Testament are found in the Masonic Bible. So the Most High Zombie, like I say, is uncovering all the mysteries, all the hidden truth, information that the enemy does not want you to know. So what you need to understand, this book that considered the most read, the most trusted book in the world, the most printed book in the world, is actually corrupted. So Satan used this book that we call the Bible, the Holy Bible, to deceive the mass. So I can tell you, after many research and revelation, I'm telling you that you will be shocked what you're gonna hear, what you're gonna find out about the Bible that we read every day. So Satan has deceived not only the entire world, he has specially targeted all Bible readers. Anyone that believes that the Bible is 100% accurate can never be saved. It only take revelation. It only take the Most High to open your eyes to see that there are scriptures, stories that we found in the Bible are actually the hands writings of the fallen angels and the hands writings of the aliens. This is the reason the Old Testament is different from the New Testament. It is the same reason that most, or pretty much all Christians, believers of Christ, do neglect the Old Testament. And Satan has come with a new gospel that we call the gospel of Christ. And it has nothing to do with the real gospel of Isaiah Congo. You see, the enemy had deceived you. He actually wanted to replace the entire Bible with a new book. But we give Kembo to the Most High Zombie because he has prevented that. Basically, everything that you know about the Bible, I'm talking about especially the New Testament. There are so many scriptures, stories corrupted by the enemy, and there are also scriptures and stories are not from the Most High, are from Satan himself. So the Pope, Saint DAMASUS, he is the one that assembled the New Testament. There are many lies and deception inside of the Bible, especially the New Testament. So many scriptures, many stories, like the story of the Nativity or the crucifixions, and over 90% of the Gospel of the Apostle Paul are actually the hands writings of the aliens. Meanwhile, people believe that the Bible is accurate 100%, or the Bible is a holy book, or the Bible is a book without error. Satan has deceived them. So Satan used the scripture, used the Bible to deceive Bible readers. So now let's uncover what is hidden behind the word Bible, and why the word Bible cannot be found inside of the Bible as a book, and where this word Bible came from. So the Catholic Church were able to translate the manuscript to Latin because they used the slave, the Bantus. They have taught them Latin, and they were the first people who translated these Santo manuscripts into the language of the Gentile. So from that, the Catholic Church were able to create a new book, what we call the Bible. The first Bible ever printed by the Catholic Church was in the language of the Kikongo, because they knew who these people are. They wanted to corrupt them, and then they printed another Bible in Lingala. So the first Bible that the Catholic Church printed was in the language of the Kikongo, and after that Lingala, because Lingala came from the Kikongo language, because the Catholic Church understood the best way to defeat these people, they have to make them forget the real creator of heaven and earth, which is Nzambe. This is the reason that the first book that the Catholic Church printed, the first Bible, was written in the language of Kikongo, and they called the monster the name of Nzambe. You see, they twisted the name a little bit, but when you see in Lingala, they call him in the right way, Nzambe. So the main question is why the Bible that people call Holy Bible are found in the Masonic Bible. I'm talking about the New Testament especially, as well a portion of the Old Testament. Is because the Catholic, they knew that there are many scriptures or many stories that we found in the Bible are not from the Most High. These are the hands of the fallen angels and the hands of the aliens who wrote these stories, and they added in the Bible that we are reading. Let's now uncover some of the evidences that you can find in the Bible. Either it is the New Testament or the Old Testament. You're going to find out stories and scriptures are not from the Most High, but instead they are the hands writings of the aliens, the fallen angels, and Satan himself. So the Catholic Church placed them inside of the Bible, that many believe that they are the word of the Most High, but in reality they are not. So Bible readers have been deceived. So anytime you see the word blood in the Bible, does not come from the Most High. So this is an evidence Like I say, the Bible is corrupted. Every time you see blood sacrifice has to do with ritual. It has nothing to do with the Most in Zambia. And the book of Genesis 4 from 2 to 5. Now Abel kept flocks, and Cain worked the soil in the course of the time. Cain brought some of his fruits of the soil as an offering to the Most High. You see, every time you see an offering of food or blood has to do with the ritual. This is the Egyptian. They were offering food to the dead. And Abel also brought an offering, fat portions from some of his first born of his flock. And the Most High looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but on Cain and his offering he did not look with the favor. So Cain was very angry and his face was downcast. As I say, anytime you see an offering has to do with food or blood, that has to do with the devil, that the Egyptians. These are not the Bantus people. Leviticus 17, 1 to 4. The Most in Zambia said to Moses, speak to Aaron and his sons and all the Bantus and say to them, this is what the Most High has commanded. Any Bantu who sacrifices an ox, a lamb, or a goat in the camp or outside of it, instead of bringing it to the entrance of the tent of meeting to present it as an offering to the Most High in the front of the tabernacle of the Most High, that person shall be considered guilty of bloodshed. One more thing that you notice here is talking about the sacrifices of an animal, ox or lamb or goat. Remember, goat, it is an unclean animal. So the Most High never asked a man or a Bantu to sacrifice an animal. Anything has to do with the blood came from the enemy. Leviticus 17:5. This is the Bantus who bring the Most High the sacrifices. They are now making the open fields. They must bring them to the priest, that is to the Most High, at the entrance of the tent meeting, and sacrifice them as fellowship offerings. You see, this is a big deception and an evidence that the scripture, the Bible, is actually corrupted, because this scripture that you are reading does not come from the Most High, but it is the writing of a fallen angel. You see, Satan twisted the scripture. This is one of the reasons that many people are in a Christianity today. They do not want to keep the commandments because they believing that they still have to do some blood sacrifice. Exodus 12:13 to 28. The blood on the doorpost will be the sign mark the house in which you live. When I see the blood, I will pass over you and will not harm you when I punish the Egyptians. So these scriptures are not the evidence. It is corrupt. This is not from the Most High. These are still the hands writing of the fallen angels and the aliens. So they have corrupted the scripture. So many stories that you read in the scriptures, what we call the Bible today, are not from the Most High. So I'm not saying that the entire Bible is corrupt 100%, because the Most High did not allow that to happen. Satan wanted to corrupt the entire scripture from Genesis to Revelation. He wanted to corrupt all the 66 books. Matthew 26:26 to 28. While they were eating, Jesus took bread, and when he had given thanks, he broke it and gave it to the disciples, saying, take and eat. This is my body. This is a ritual. This has nothing to do with what really happened. Then he took the cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave to them, saying, drink it, all of you. This is my blood of the covenant, for many, for the forgiveness of the sins. You see here again another blood sacrifice. This has nothing to do with the Messiah in Zambia. You see, this has nothing to do with Isaiah either. This is Satan talking. The writings of Satan added on the scriptures. And the book of Matthew 24, the scripture talking about the signs of the end times. There is a parallel between the book of Matthew 24 and the year 2024. And the book of Matthew 24, 1-2, Jesus, not Isaiah, left the temple and was walking away when his disciples came up to him to call his attention to its buildings. Do you see all the things? He replied. He asked, truly I tell you, not one stone here will be left on another. Everyone will be thrown down here. He was talking about a thing that will take place in the future. Actually, this is the nuclear war. He said again, not one stone here will be left on the other. Everyone will be thrown down. You see, there is a man that we call Jesus. Jesus is not Isaiah, and he has nothing to do with the Son of Man. This is Satan talking, Satan speaking. For many will come in my name, claiming I am the Messiah, and will deceive many. Many false prophets will appear and will deceive many people. You see the word many. You find this word many in many places in the scripture. I'm talking about the signs of the end times. He's talking about many will come in my name, because Satan has plotted this moment that many will seek salvation through Jesus Christ, which is Lucifer himself. Nation will rise against another nation, and a kingdom against another kingdom. He's talking about a war. This is in a near future. You see, so starting from 2024 and the future, there will be wars. There will be war, or nuclear war, and there will be famine, and there will be earthquakes. You see, he has deceived, twist words in the scripture. When people think like he was talking about earthquakes in various places, now he was not talking about earthquake. Even though earthquake will take place, he was talking about destructions from nuclear blast. So after the World War III, then there will be what? Aliens and invasion. There will be aliens arrival, the return of the fallen angel. They will bring peace. Since the world will be in a chaos, then Satan will send his angels on earth, and they will form what we call one world government. He will appoint it a Antichrist. When you read in the book of Matthew 24, you will find scriptures from the Most High, but the majority of the scriptures in the book of Matthew 24 are from the fallen angels. So while Christians are waiting for the Messiah to come back, they will actually going to be deceived. It won't be the Messiah that will come back. The aliens or Jesus alien, not Christ. So you see, he had deceived the mass because he has planned all the things for years and years. He knew that there will be a chaos in the world. He will cause chaos and he will bring peace. And after that, then the Messiah will bring his judgment on earth. What the world, the Christian community are waiting is not the return of the real Messiah, but it is the return of the fallen angels and the aliens. They will rule the earth. They will rule mankind until the Messiah will destroy completely the earth. But before it happened, the Messiah will take his elect, the people that have been faithful in keeping his commandments, his laws and statutes. The Messiah will keep them somewhere and he will bring judgment on earth, just like he said the end time will be like in the time of Noah. These scriptures are from the Messiah. He said that man was eating, drinking, marrying, giving in marriage until the destruction came and nobody had no idea. The flood came and destroyed all of them. Only Noah and his family were protected because they must have chosen them. They were faithful in keeping his laws, commandments, statutes, and ordinances and decrees.